I was homeschooled from kindergarten on up. My mom was very involved in the early years, and then my dad kind of took over. He was very fanatic about languages. He had me studying Greek at 4, Latin at 8, Spanish in high school, and Russian, but I said no to that. We even did a little bit of French. We had plenty of time for extracurricular activities. I started violin at 4 years of age, piano at 7, played all kinds of sports. We did 4-H, ice skating, horseback riding, gymnastics, you name it, we did it. For me, one of the greatest benefits of being homeschooled was independent learning. Of course, another really great benefit was that we had the flexibility to travel. When I was 7, our family moved to the Philippines for 6 months, where we adopted my younger sister. It was just a phenomenal experience to live in an undeveloped country and to really see true need for the first time. When I was 10, I went to Great Britain with my dad. We saw Scotland, Northern Ireland, and England, and we got to attend school with some of our British friends. That was great exposure to another way of life, but now in a developed country and in a language that was my own. When I was 13, I begged to be put in school. That didn't work, but my parents did put me in a vocational school where I completed 2 two-year programs, earning a certificate in legal secretary as well as a license in cosmetology. I went to a liberal arts college in South Carolina called Bob Jones University. My major was creative writing. My minor was composite speech. A lot of those speech credits were theater related because I just loved the arts, still do. I was very active in sports, student legislature. We held a mock congress there in South Carolina. It was a great experience. I was also involved in student government and was the class president my senior year. I wasn't overly concerned about my GPA. I was more interested in having broad exposure to all kinds of different things. I did maintain a 3.4, but I threw in classes like macroeconomics, and which I got a C in, I think, and Greek just to round me out. I did earn the Who's Who Among Colleges and University award, and that was really neat for me at the time. During my summers, I went twice abroad. One time I went to China for 2 months and taught English as a second language. I also went to the Dominican Republic to do the same thing. I wrote a curriculum for the school that I taught at for their ESOL program. After I graduated in 1998, I got my certificate in teaching English as a second language from Cambridge. They have a CELTA degree program, which is Certificate in English Language Teaching to Adults. We had to study all kinds of multiple intelligence techniques just because we worked with so many different people from all over the world. I returned to the Dominican Republic and taught several classes that I had never taught before. So there again, it brought me back to this independent learning challenge and wanting to make these classes interesting to all different kinds of kids. I do not consider myself a linguistics learner, but I did go to Costa Rica to learn Spanish, and I discovered that if I didn't see the words, I couldn't get them auditorially, so that was an interesting discovery. I moved back to the DR, got married, and lived there for 8 years. My husband and I were the national directors for a nonprofit children's organization. Our work focused on program development, fundraising, and leadership training. And it was always a challenge because we never felt like we had the right resources available to us. Now that I'm back in the U.S., I have a rabid hunger to soak in the resources I can to accomplish my dream, which is to design a virtual resource hub for teaching the arts to the underdeveloped classroom around the globe.